Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all the crazy things that this guy seems to step on. It is great to be coming to you. What's today? Today is the 28th of October. It is Wednesday. Holy Toledo. We only have a few more days to Halloween and then Thanksgiving and then Christmas, and 2020 is almost done. Hallelujah. I don't know if anyone has wished a year to be done more than all of us in 2020. But anyways, I'm excited that you stopped by. Today we're going to be talking about voiceover jobs for beginners, and more specifically, what are the best types of jobs, where you can get them, okay? We're all at different levels, and we all have different capabilities, especially just starting out. You might have acting experience, you might be from the radio business, you might be from none of those. You might be someone who's, is in the car industry, or is in the teaching industry, or is in the medical field, or is in, you take phone calls, you do managerial work. It could be anything. You know what I mean? You could do anything. We all are coming with different skills. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking briefly about 3 different places that you can get voiceover jobs at as a beginner that I think are the best places for you to start. But I do want to point out that I am making an assumption, and the assumption here is that you already have your equipment. You already have that set up. You have a good space set up, okay? And you know how to record something on your DAW, which is a digital audio workstation, like Audacity, Adobe Audition, Reaper, Pro Tools, etc., etc. And you can edit and master and deliver a high quality file. I'm making an assumption. I know that's a big assumption, but those things in itself must be completed before we look at getting voiceover jobs. Okay, so you've got to be able to have that stuff ready to go before you dive in trying to sell a service. Because remember, in the end, our voiceovers have become more like a product. In our day and age where you could go online and buy these services, they're products now. So that means you have to look at your voiceover as a product. So that means it has to be a really good product. And a lot of times, we all have different acting abilities, etc. But I just wanted to point out, I'm assuming that you can do those things. So let's dive into the 3 different places that, I started, and I believe still to this day are a great place for you to start. The first place that I recommend if you're just starting out to get a voiceover job or jobs for a beginner is acx.com. That's Audiobook Creation Exchange. This site is owned by Audible, which is owned by Amazon. And basically, this site was set up to connect indie authors, small publishers, even large publishers, anybody wanting to independently publish their work on Amazon or Audible, okay, to connect with narrators or producers, as they call them, so that indie producers, freelance producers, solopreneurs like you and I can match up with authors and publishers, etc., so that we can work together to publish exclusively or non-exclusively on Audible and Amazon. Okay, so that's ACX. When I first started, this was the very first thing I did. I knew nothing else. I didn't have a demo. I didn't even have samples at the time. I had a $40 microphone and packing blankets and PVC pipes for my hobo fort. That's how I started. Literally, I would record every night. I would get onto that website, audition, because you can audition until your heart's desire. And if you get a contracted deal, you do the book, you deliver it, etc., and you're off to the next one. So there wasn't a lot of requirements. The only thing that you do have to know is, again, I'm assuming that you have some at least some knowledge of your DAW. There are some requirements for uploading the files. You have to format them specifically for ACX and Audible, but they run you through all of that. And there's videos. I have a video here on the site, and I guess I can post that link below if I can find it. But anyways, that's the first one. That's a great place to get jobs for voiceover artists. And, if you listen to audiobooks, all right, like me, you'll notice that, not all of them have incredible or impeccable sound. So, I'm not saying that you want bad, you don't want to treat your space, or you don't want to have a good microphone and good equipment and stuff. But, it's a great place to start if you don't have loads and loads of expensive stuff to compete at higher levels, especially on some commercial levels. Okay, so I recommend ACX being the first place that you start. There's many different payment types on there, but go through that. I've got videos on this channel about ACX. I've got a course about ACX on vosjourney.com. vosjourney.com. The link will be below for that. But that's something that you can do as well. All right, the next site that I recommend is, the site that I love a lot, and that's Fiverr.com. Now, I will say, moving forward, Fiverr is one of those things where I believe that it has become so much bigger, of course, than it was a few years ago, even when I started. And so many more people have joined, and it's become so much more competitive. However, what I think you should do is getting on Fiverr. One of the first things you should offer is your audiobook gig, all right, or a phone messaging gig. So basically, Fiverr is a marketplace where people can come and look for professionals, look for service providers, and they can purchase their products or their services like a product, right? Basically, we as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, put up an offering or a gig, as they call it, and people come to that site looking to buy something they need for their business, a service, a product, and they go, they purchase it from us, we deliver it, the Fiverr pays it, puts it into our account. It's nice. So, but there's so much competition on that site now. What I recommend is that stick to bread and butter things, like, for example, audiobook. So one of the things that I did when I first started is I got on Fiverr, I had an audiobook gig, and I also had like a character gig because I was goofy. I did evil characters and stuff, as well as phone system and IVR, doing phone messages. It's very simple to listen to other demos to get an idea of what they sound like, and then you can put your own together very simply. I've also have videos about how to do that, how to put your own DIY demo together on this YouTube channel. So you can look at that as well. But that's a good place to start before you dive into the commercial stuff. You could, of course, dive into that and put up a commercial gig as well. But, just note that that's becomes even more highly competitive. So, I recommend going into that area first on Fiverr. Just make sure that you have really great looking pictures and thumbnails and so forth. All right. Now, the third site that I want to recommend is Upwork.com. This is a website where people come onto the site, business owners, business people, and they post some sort of job or offering, right? They post something, they need something for someone to do for them. Then we, as freelancers, entrepreneurs, voice actors, or whoever, go onto that site, type in, what genre we're in, like voiceover, and then it populates the jobs that people are looking for voiceover work on. We then send a proposal to do that job for those people, and if they like our proposal and our samples that we sent them, they'll message back and they could possibly offer us a contract. So that's how Upwork is done. And you just like Fiverr and ACX, you have to fill out your profiles, and the more samples you have, the better. But the key here is that you want to be consistent and send out proposals. Now, getting to Upwork, that site they give you 20 free connects in the beginning. Basically, you can start off by sending out, each proposal takes about 2 to 4, sometimes 6 connects. So you can send out a few for free, and then it costs about just a few dollars for a bunch later on. So you can decide whether or not to pay for some more. But that's the third site I would recommend, just because it gives you the option to work with people who are like us, who are just starting their business, who are trying to find people who, are willing to, who are just starting and they're willing to work maybe at a lesser price, not devaluing you as an individual, but working with new businesses. So I just want to end this video with this note, okay? And I really believe this is that there's a lot of questions and frustration, especially in the voiceover industry, I feel about value. And I've said this a million times before. I firmly believe that no one can place a value on you. All right. You are worth more than anyone can imagine. All right. So there is no value that can be placed on you. Your business, on the other hand, okay, we as a community and as a business community can value businesses, right? And we value businesses on a variety of different things, like tenure, how much time the business has been alive, and the credibility, the work that business has done, the systems, all right, the quality of what the business creates, et cetera, okay? We can value business, the assets, et cetera, of a business. Okay, and the more the more the business does, the more credibility it does, the more experience that business built, the more it's worth, the more that name is worth, right? We know that with brands, et cetera, et cetera. So when we're valuing these kinds of things, and the reason why I bring up value is because when I first started, I started doing a lot of jobs that were for less money than what other people said I should do. And I did that just because I had to get started. I mean, I remember when my grandfather started doing, when he would open a business, he's from that generation, the Depression era, where they, there was a different mindset, different work mindset than we have today. But, I'll never forget, he opened many businesses while I was alive. And, he would always start out by giving away stuff. It was very interesting. He would give away stuff or heavily discounted things when he first started in order to build trust. Right, in order to get people to, try something new. And if you think about it from that standpoint of view, right, from that narrow place, when you're starting a business, no one knows you. No one knows what you can do. No one knows the possibilities. So people aren't likely to pay you a premium price for something they don't even know. All right. The best way to get started is to start to show good faith, the belief in your product, right, by trying to get more and more people interested in giving it a try, giving you a shot. And a good way to do that is by offering, to start working with people maybe on a lower budget. Now, remember, you're not going to stay there. You are going to work your way up. As your business grows in credibility, you're going to raise your prices. Supply and demand, the busier you become, the higher your prices go. All right. It's not where you stay. But a lot of times, I try to help people understand that it's not have anything to do with your value as a person or a voice actor, but it's the value of your business just starting out and getting people to take the time to say, hey, this person's brand new. They've got no experience. They don't have anything under their belt. Why am I going to give them a shot when I can go over here and get someone who really has a lot of experience? I'll give them a shot because, they're willing to meet me on the price. Now, there's a lot of people, and understandably, there's a lot of voice actors and people that feel frustrated about that. And that's completely understandable. Okay, because they've spent their entire lives and careers working and building something, right? And it's scary when there seems to be maybe an undercutting of pricing as they feel. However, I don't see it that way. I see that those people who have built amazing businesses and have worked for years to build something amazing, they are amazing. And people recognize that, and they're going to pay them and their business, they're going to pay their business what that business has built, right? They're going to pay that business and what the valuation, the worth of that business is. They're going to pay that, right? So, I can understand both sides of things and I empathize. But I just want to note that when you're first starting out, we don't have the luxury of being somewhere where someone who's been in the industry for many years, who is excellent, knows what they're doing. So, of course, their business can charge more of a premium price. But when you're first starting out, you have to try to get business somehow. And a good way to start, like most every other business starts, is you start by giving deals. You start by promoting your services by giving away things or lower prices. So I hope I approached the pricing aspect of everything too when you're starting out in a way that makes, that we're not devaluing who we are or anyone else. All right. What we're actually doing is valuing your particular business, where it is, and trying to get people to recognize you as someone who's just starting out on the scene, and you're trying to give yourself a chance to work with people where they are and where you are. Okay, because don't forget, there's a lot of other businesses out there, small businesses, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs themselves, who don't have a big budget. Right? They don't have a massive budget for marketing, so they're looking to work with people like us who are willing to connect, and we work together, you know what I mean? Because they can't spend tens of thousands of dollars, all right? So, they're trying to find services for their business too. A lot of us are in the same boat. All right, I get off my pedestal. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps you. So remember, this is for voiceover jobs for beginners. All right, we've got starting on acx.com, Fiverr.com, and Upwork.com. Those are great 3 sites to get started. And as always, I still recommend you still need to make sure that you have the proper equipment, okay, that you know how to work your DAW, that you can record something, edit it, and master it, and deliver a high-quality professional file so that, you can go onto these sites and then market yourself. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you get a chance, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, as well as share it with somebody if you think they need it. Also, please, if you get a chance, don't be afraid to go over to aviosjourney.com. Just so you know, on a side note, we are offering tons of demo services now, different packages for you, depending on whether you're just starting out or you've been in the business a while. My team and I work to bring you awesome demos. We write the scripts for you. I coach you through it, depending on what package you have. We get all the bells and whistles. We've been working with a lot of awesome people on demos, and it's been going wonderful, and love to help you out if you're interested. All right, you guys, thank you so much. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye.